Okay, so think about this. For years and years and years, if you have a background like me where you grew up and you struggled with your relationship with your body, you were constantly going from one diet to another, you thought that was normal because that's kind of how you were brought up, and you associated your self-worth to a specific size or a specific number on a scale. Like that is how you associated your self-worth. Then very much so what you ate and how you ate and what diets you were on affected the impact and relationship that you had with your body, because everything was very transactional, right? Welcome back. If you listened to our last episode, we were talking about the recycling of trends and how the 2000s trends are coming back and how we are not letting those body trends determine who we are and how we show up, because our bodies are not trends. I did say with this episode, maybe when these trends do come back, they can be triggering for you, and it is because previously when those trends were popular, maybe you were dealing with a lot of body dysmorphia, or you were struggling with feeling confident in your skin. Maybe you're still struggling with feeling confident in your skin. And we see these trends coming back and we're triggered by them. We're triggered by the low-waisted jeans. We're triggered by stupid food trends maybe that are coming back. I'm still triggered. I'm going to be honest. I'm still triggered by the rebranding of Fad Diets, literally restrictive, crazy diets, as like intuitive dieting, when it's not. It's absolutely not. Quit acting like you're something that you're not. It really drives me crazy. As someone who grew up on the Suzanne Summers and Atkins diet and the Special K diet, like I am so over that stuff. Quit trying to lie to us and act like you are not a diet when you were straight up a diet with new branding. Okay. Weight Watchers. Okay. So I do want to use this time to give you just like 10 to 12 minutes of full focus on, if I want to heal, if I'm still being really triggered by a lot of these things coming back, or by something someone else is wearing, or when I see someone else's body who looks different than mine, like obviously we still got some things going on. Okay. So we probably need to heal our relationship with our body. And a big part of that relationship that we need to heal could be that we need to heal that relationship with food as well. They're very much intertwined for the most part. When we're struggling with our relationship with food, we associate our worth to that when it comes to our association with our relationship with our body. So what do I mean by that? Okay. So think about this. For years and years and years, if you have a background like me where you grew up and you struggled with your relationship with your body, you were constantly going from one diet to another, you thought that was normal because that's kind of how you were brought up, and you associated your self-worth to a specific size or a specific number on a scale. Like that is how you associated your self-worth. Then very much so what you ate and how you ate and what diets you were on affected the impact and relationship that you had with your body, because everything was very transactional, right? So when you thought about your self-worth and feeling confident in your skin, you would get on the scale, and if that number did not go down, you shouldn't feel good about what you did yesterday, whether you worked out, moved your body, whatever. And heaven forbid, if that number went up, you should have a terrible day. You should just feel like shit. And allowing this scale to determine how you feel about yourself, how you approach your day. Oh, I think back to baby Jago. She wasn't a baby, but she was young, and how much it broke her for that number to change, and how when she hit a certain threshold on a number, she felt like a failure, or she would work out really hard, like too hard. She would work out way too hard and not eat enough for her body because she thought that's what the solution was. And then the scale would go up and she would think that that was like her fault, and she would blame herself and try and just do better. And her mind was like, you just need to be more disciplined. You just need to do better. You just need to eat less. You just need to work out more or harder. And after years of education and understanding what we actually need, that was doing the exact opposite. Working out more and harder and doing all those things was not helping me. But I was so stuck in the transactional mindset. It was like you could not feel good about your body if you weren't exercising that day. And even if you were, it better be, that the number on the scale went down. And even when I did do the things that I thought I should be doing, I still felt like shit. So it's just such a transactional thing. Like, we would basically punish ourselves. Like, if you did eat quote unquote bad food, don't get me started on that. If you did eat bad food, then you had to punish yourself with exercise. And then the result was that you had to be mean about yourself and towards your body. And that punishment was the way to get to where you want to go. And that was the expectation for years and years and years. And I think that's why sometimes these trends coming back can be triggering for people, because it brings them back into the space where they were feeling probably their worst, or maybe they're still feeling really bad in their skin. So today I want to talk to you about healing your relationship with your body through healing your relationship with food. Just some things to get started when it comes to healing your relationship with body. I have a lot of episodes on this, so go back and listen to my Hot Girl Healing series, has been really good for that. And I also talk about reconnecting with your body, because I felt disconnected from myself for so long. So doing some of those things, like I'll give you quick examples, like practicing gratitude for your body and all that your body does for you. Doing something like a walking meditation, which I have a walking meditation episode. And if you want another walking meditation episode, because you guys liked that, let me know and I'll record another one. But I'll link the episode for the current walking meditation I have in the show notes, because that's a really good way to slow things down and step into your body, come back into your body. Like one of our guests spoke about the importance of that. And when you first wake up, the first 10 minutes, another thing you can do with gratitude is focus on gratitude when you first wake up. Because sometimes when we first wake up, we're going straight into being negative about ourselves, or even if it doesn't feel like it's negative about ourselves, we're talking about how we're sore or we're achy or we're tired. Maybe if we can shift our mindset in the very beginning of the day, we can start to shift the way that we're presenting and showing up in our bodies. Engaging in positive self-talk with our bodies. I'm not a fan of toxic positivity. So if you're not fully connected with some of the affirmations that you want to be down the road, go listen to my episode about bridging the gap with affirmations. That's a really good one, because it helps you really find affirmations that currently align with you, and then affirmations that align with you down the road. So start doing more positive self-talk. Just be more self-aware of how you're speaking about yourself. When you look in the mirror, focus on things you love about yourself. I talk about that in a lot of episodes, and I talk about that actually in the Feel Good Naked Challenge, which will be coming back. So get ready for the 30-day Feel Good Naked Challenge coming soon. So stay tuned. If you're not on my email list already, you guys will be the first to hear all about it. So go ahead and get on my email list. I'll put a little link in the show notes for you guys to just easily jump into my email list and get my weekly updates and my filter-free Friday emails. Tuning into your body's needs. This one can come into food. A lot of us, because we have been coming from a culture of diet after diet, we aren't listening to our body's signals anymore. So we're no longer listening to those hunger cues. We're no longer listening to our bodies when we're tired, because if you're telling yourself you're tired, then you're weak. And if you're in pain, you just need to ignore it. And we just tune out to what our body actually needs. And that years and years of tuning out to the things that your body needs creates a disconnect between yourself and your body. And so my goal with my clients, my goal with you, is for you to reconnect with your body. And that can be found through tuning back into your body's needs through food. Starting to figure out, like, what is it that my body wants right now? And I've talked about intuitive eating some, but not a lot on the podcast. I talk about it more so to my clients, but intuitive eating is essentially a concept where it's encouraging you to listen to your body's natural hunger cues and to eat accordingly. The whole point of this is to emphasize the importance of enjoying food without guilt, breaking up with the idea of good and bad food, or shame around food, or shame around eating, and just allowing you to start to have more food freedom and feel good about finding food that nourishes your body. It helps you break up with the idea of having to do what everyone else says. There's all these external influences around food when it comes to societal expectations, when it comes to other diets you see, everything. There's just everything out there, and people will tell you what their way is the right way. And if you're doing something different, that it's wrong. And so if you start to get more in line with your intuition and what's best for you, that's going to help you. Basically, anytime anyone says anything about your food or your body, you're able to roll it off a lot easier when you get more in touch with your intuition and you get more connected and reconnect that level of trust with yourself and with your body. So intuitive eating, it can help you develop a positive relationship with your body and promote that level of self-acceptance and ideally shifting into self-love. And that's where we want to go here. When you're shifting into reconnecting with your body and healing your relationship with food and with your body, start to allow space for food. Start to see how are you associating with certain things. So let's define your relationship with food first. If someone were to say, how would you define your relationship with food? Like, what 3 words would you use to describe your relationship with food? Now, what 3 words would you use to describe your relationship with your body? I did this exercise with my clients the other day, and I wanted them to see, okay, how are we describing that? Are there any commonalities between the ways that we're describing our relationship with food and our relationship with our body? Maybe you wrote down complicated. Maybe you wrote down confusing, disconnected, overwhelmed. Who knows? There might be some connection there. And then think about, like, ideally, where do you want that relationship to go? Because we always talk about you want to know where you're going in order to create that space, in order to create that vision. So if you want to change that relationship with food, if you want to change that relationship with your body, you got to define, what does that look like? In an ideal world, if you had a great relationship with your body and a great relationship with food, what 3 words would you use to describe both of those things? And get a clear idea on that, and that's going to help you shift into where you want to go next. Once you get a clear idea on that, you can start to practice mindful eating. Depending on where you're at in your journey, I help my clients on every different aspect. Everyone's in a different place. It's not a one-size-fits-all situation, but I will say a lot of us are not practicing mindful eating. We are so just busy in this world, in this day and age, that we just don't slow down and actually take time for ourselves when we're eating. We're constantly distracted. We're constantly rushing to the next thing. And so if you can start with just slowing down with your eating, that can be a good way to reconnect with yourself and with your food. If you start to release judgment around food and seeing food as good or bad, that can be good. If you start to break up with the idea of you have to do something or you can't eat this, that can be good. So food rules, breaking up with food rules can be big. And one of the biggest game changers for me with healing my relationship with food and healing my relationship with my body was, someone said this to me and they basically said it helped them. And then I'm like, wow, that's awesome. And it was, your plate doesn't tell you when you're full, you do. And so this is a good one because it goes both ways. So what I mean by that is, when you're eating, you're allowed to leave food on the plate. You don't have to be a part of the clean plate club. I struggled with that because that's how I was growing up. That's just what it was. It was rude to waste food. It was wrong to leave food on your plate. And so I would just eat really quickly. And that's just whatever was on my plate, I had to eat it. That was the way that I was triggered. It was the way that I was almost taught unknowingly. That's just the way it was. It goes on the other side of the spectrum too. Let's say you finish your meal, you finish what's on your plate, but you're still hungry. Listen to your body and go get some more food, because your plate doesn't tell you when you're full, you do. So you're always able to come back and listen to your body. And the more you slow down and start to appreciate the food you're eating and enjoy it and actually be present with it, that's going to help you start to get more aligned with your intuition. Now, I do go deeper with this through my Nourish method with my clients. So if you're interested in getting more support with this, I would absolutely love to help you, whether that means just doing kind of an audit on your routine, on your current nutrition, and on your current relationship with yourself, your body, your food. We can set up a intensive coaching call where we work that together, or we can do more of a one-on-one approach with this. So if you're looking to heal your relationship with your body, heal your relationship with food, and really step into that level of freedom and self-trust again, I would love to help you with that. But if you're starting this on your own, you absolutely can. Just start slow. Start to get more present with yourself, with your food, and start to find ways to appreciate your body every single day. And it might look a little different every day. You might just start to appreciate the things that your body does for you, opposed to going straight into appreciating your physical attributes. It's okay if right now you're not able to really appreciate and love physical attributes. I want you to know that you are absolutely beautiful, and there are things that are so beautiful about you, even if you don't see them yet, other people do. But I also know that sometimes if you're trying to tell yourself that and you're not really feeling that, then that's okay. Focus on all your body does for you, because your body gets you through every single day. Your body has been there for you on your hardest days. It never gave up on you, even when you gave up on it, even when you treated it badly, even when you spoke down to it, when you didn't necessarily fuel it and feed it in the best way, nourish it in the best way, it still kept showing up for you. So show it the love and appreciation it deserves, and find a way to appreciate all that your body does for you every single day. That is a great place to start when it comes to healing that relationship, reconnecting yourself to your body, and hopefully this was a good start. We will talk more about this in future episodes. Until the new episodes come out, feel free to binge on some of our old content. I'll post some of my favorite episodes in the show notes, and I'll see you next time.